I wanted cool events in my game, but it ended up taking 19 hours to make. But boy was it worth it. Here's how it happened. First of all, you need to understand that I want to add an event system to my city. With this event system, there would be visuals to accompany the music to make it more interesting. If you're wondering why we need cool visuals, it's because kids have very short attention spans, just like you. So I asked the AI assistant on Roblox if it was even possible. When I realized it was, I went to ChatGPT and made a script that would trigger whenever it was a certain time in every single server. After a bit of testing and editing the program that I made, I finally got the little message to pop up. Now I needed to work on the visuals of my event. This turned out to be really difficult because Roblox hates you and wants you to work as hard as possible on the smallest thing ever, aka programming a bunch of blocks to move around. But eventually I figured it out and got this. You might have noticed how incredibly disappointing what you just saw was, so I ended up changing it up a bit. After mindlessly staring at my code for a few minutes, I decided that I've been doing it all wrong. I need to do it on a brand new base plate so that I can't see the hideous things that I have done before. In the fresh start, I managed to place a lot of parts, program a bit more, and it really ended up looking nice in the end. I started adding some lighting to make sure that it wasn't too hideous and that I could see the actual finished result. The first thing I wanted to add was a drummer that would innocently hit the drums at the sound of the beat. So I made him 2 animations and then I started placing those animations in the right order to make sure that it was perfectly synced with the music. Aww, look at him go, he's just hitting in the air, isn't that cute? Our drumming boy was feeling kinda lonely, so I gave him a friend, but then he started violently hitting him, so I don't know, the more you know. Then I started working on a synth that would basically just go up and down whenever the music would, and it started working pretty well. After a bit of tweaking, I realized that I wasn't able to animate it, so I had to use tween service, which is basically a fancy word for it moved really cool. Now that I was done, I started adding some lighting so that all of the iPad Timmies would be as happy as possible. But then I realized that I didn't just want the iPad Timmies to be satisfied, I wanted them to be amazed. So I added a bunch of big white flashing things to give epilepsy to all of my viewers. It was 3D modeling time, so I started making a bunch of decorations that were all completely useless, and eventually I gave in and I made a bunch of structural components, like this one, which is gonna hold the entire stage. Once I was done with that, I made a few tiles to make it look a bit more sick. Once I had all of this figured out, I put it all together, colored it, and added some walls so that I could surround it by my pane, and then I made a game pass so that when you get into it, it costs you Robux and I can cash out as many Bugattis as I can. I then made the stand where you could buy these tickets so that it would be a bit more appealing to the average Timmy. Now that I was done with that, I placed everything, put the X so that you could teleport all the way to the place, and here is how it ended out. You buy your ticket, which I already bought, then you're going to be able to go through this gray wall, and then you teleport inside. Then the show starts, and you're super happy. In theory, you could actually have your very own event in my game. All you have to do is join my Discord server and ask us, and we'll give you a few conditions on what you need, and we'll give you a full 10-minute concert in our game. You could also own one of the stores that sell the actual merch of the concert, so make sure to join our server and discover everything you need to know about that. Bye-bye.